The courtroom was packed. You could feel the tension in the air like something was about to explode. Jackie Christie sat front and center, head down, breathing heavy, trying to keep it together. But deep down, she knew this was the day everything would fall apart. Then suddenly, out of nowhere, Doug's sister stood up. No warning, no hesitation, just cold eyes and a flash drive in her hand. "Your Honor, I have audio that proves Jackie's been lying this whole time." The room went silent. Even Doug couldn't look up. The judge pressed play, and Jackie's voice came pouring through the speakers. Doug was never supposed to find out. He was just a piece on the board. "I played him." You could hear a pin drop. And Jackie, she didn't just panic. She broke right there in front of everyone. From the outside, Jackie Christie and Doug looked like the perfect couple, the loyal wife, the quiet, obedient husband. For years, they sold fans of fantasy matching outfits, red carpets, public declarations of love. Jackie would always say, "I go where my man goes," and Doug, he never argued, but behind those smiles was a marriage that felt more like a contract than a connection. People close to them say Jackie had full control. Where Doug went, who he spoke to, even what he wore. If you were in Doug's circle, you knew nothing happened without Jackie's permission. Even producers on Basketball Wives LA hinted at it. The cameras couldn't always catch it, but castmates whispered that Jackie was more than just protective. She was obsessed with image, and the deeper you look, the darker it gets. There were rumors Jackie would read Doug's texts, intercept calls from his family, and even block his closest friends from visiting. Some say she had Doug so isolated, he didn't even realize he was being controlled. But the real red flags, they showed up after the cameras stopped rolling. Around 2020, sources started noticing changes in Doug. Quiet, withdrawn, always looking over his shoulder. And worst of all, defensive. Every time Jackie's name came up, he stopped talking to his sister for almost a year. And now, she says it was Jackie who pushed him to cut off his own blood just to keep him in check. One close friend told reporters Doug never made a decision for himself. Jackie told him what to think, what to believe. If he even questioned her, she'd flip it on him, make him feel like he was the problem. Doug may have thought he was being a loyal husband, but now, in this courtroom, he's realizing loyalty was a one-way street, and the woman he trusted to protect his heart, she may have been the one orchestrating his entire downfall from the very start. What started as love might have just been the longest manipulation game reality TV has ever seen. The courthouse wasn't just packed. IT was buzzing. Outside, fans, reporters, and even old Basketball Wives castmates stood shoulder to shoulder. Phones out, microphones everywhere. People weren't just waiting for justice, they were waiting for drama. And inside, Jackie walked in like a fallen queen. Chanel bag in hand, hair laid, glasses low. But her face, it was different. No cameras this time. No audience clapping, just cold stares from the jury and tight lips from the judge. Doug walked in a few minutes later, avoiding eye contact. He didn't sit near her. He didn't even look at her. This trial wasn't just about family drama anymore. IT had become something much bigger. Jackie was being accused of manipulating finances, forging family documents, and hiding years of communication. That could impact millions in marital assets. And that wasn't even the worst part. According to insiders, audio tapes had surfaced. Real conversations, real confessions. And if those tapes made it into evidence, Jackie could lose everything: her image, her marriage, her empire. The court had already heard whispers about a potential fake paternity scandal, hidden bank accounts, and someone close to the family working behind Jackie's back. But nobody knew who. Yet, even Doug's face looked different. Cold, tight, but determined. It was like he had finally seen something that changed how he viewed everything. And Jackie, she wasn't just fighting to win a case. She was fighting to keep the world from discovering a side of her she spent decades hiding. And in just a few minutes, Doug's sister was about to play something that would make sure there was no turning back. She hadn't been seen in years. No interviews, no statements, not even a single social media post since Doug and Jackie's relationship took over headlines. But when the courtroom doors opened and Valerie Christie walked in, the energy shifted, heads turned. Jackie froze, dressed in all gray. No makeup, hair pulled back. Valerie wasn't there for drama, she was there for justice. Some in the courtroom didn't even recognize her, but Doug did. His hands started shaking. See, Valerie wasn't just Doug's sister, she was the one who raised him when their mom passed. His protector, his shield, his truth teller. And Jackie, she always made sure to keep her far, far away. For years, Jackie allegedly worked behind the scenes to silence Valerie, cutting off calls, blocking family visits, even telling Doug that his sister was jealous and toxic. But Valerie never stopped watching, and what she saw broke her. That's when she started recording everything, collecting texts, saving voicemails, reaching out to people Jackie thought had disappeared. And now she had receipts. As she approached the bench, she didn't look at Jackie, not once. "Your Honor," she said, her voice steady but cold. "I have something this court needs to hear. My brother has been manipulated, lied to, and cut off from his own blood. This isn't just about divorce. This is about control." Doug stared at the floor, tears forming but not falling. Jackie sat frozen, lips tight, eyes twitching. She knew what was coming. The judge allowed it. Valerie handed over a flash drive, and just like that, the courtroom prepared to hear Jackie's voice, not the one from TV or Instagram, but the one she used when no one was watching. And Valerie, she didn't just return to defend her brother. She came to burn down the lies Jackie built for decades, one truth at a time. The moment the judge hit play, time stopped. A faint static filled the room. Then Jackie's voice, sharp, irritated, and nothing like the soft-spoken wife people knew from TV. "Doug's too loyal for his own good. That man wouldn't question me if I told him the sky was green." A gasp spread across the courtroom. Doug didn't move. He didn't blink. The tape continued. "He gave me everything, his money, his name, his damn career. And what did I give back? Please. He was a tool. I built this life, not him." Jackie's lawyer whispered, "Your Honor, we object," but the judge waved him off. She's clearly speaking in her own voice. Let it play. And so it did. Jackie kept talking. "You know what the real joke is? He thought I was loyal. I was sleeping in another man's bed while he flew across the country for me. That's how dumb he is." Doug's head dropped. His sister reached over and grabbed his hand. Jackie, she stared straight ahead, eyes wide, face pale. The recording went on. Jackie started laughing in the audio, not sweetly, but like someone who knew exactly how much power she held. "This whole court thing. I'll cry. I'll fake a panic attack. Maybe even faint if I have to. These people eat that emotional shit up. I'll walk away with everything." The room fell into complete silence. You could hear sniffles. Someone in the back whispered, "She's evil." Then, one last line, "Doug doesn't know who he married. And by the time he finds out, I'll already be gone." Click. The tape ended. Jackie didn't speak. She couldn't. The judge looked stunned. The court reporter had stopped typing, just shaking her head. Even the bailiff, who had probably heard everything in his life, was staring at Jackie like she was a stranger. And Doug, he slowly stood up. His voice cracked. "That was my wife. That was my wife." Jackie's lawyer leaned over, trying to whisper damage control, but it was too late. The public mask had slipped. The Queen had spoken without filters, and now the entire world knew exactly who Jackie Christie really was when the cameras weren't rolling. Jackie didn't move for a full 30 seconds. The courtroom was quiet. All eyes locked on her. Her hands, once folded neatly in her lap, began to tremble. Her lip twitched. And for the first time in the entire trial, Jackie looked small. The mask gone, she tried to speak. Nothing came out. Then suddenly, she stood up. Her chair scraped against the polished floor, loud enough to make the bailiff flinch. "This isn't fair," she shouted. The judge raised his hand. "Mrs. Christie, control yourself." But Jackie couldn't. She started pacing, heels clicking, hair disheveled, voice cracking. "You don't understand. Doug wasn't innocent either. He pushed me to this. I had to protect myself." Doug sat frozen, his sister gripping his arm to keep him steady. Jackie pointed at the flash drive. "That recording was never supposed to see the light of day. That was private. Valerie stole that. She's always hated me." The judge warned her again, but Jackie was spiraling. She turned toward the crowd, the reporters, the bystanders, the strangers filming everything on their phones. "You all think I'm the villain? You think I planned this? Doug left me emotionally alone for years. I gave everything to that man." Her voice cracked again. Then came the tears, not quiet ones, the kind that poured out with years of pent-up emotion. "I built our life. I kept us in the spotlight. And now you're all here to watch me fall." She dropped to her knees. The courtroom gasped. A security officer took a step forward, unsure if she needed medical help or emotional restraint. Jackie covered her face and sobbed loudly. "I didn't mean to lose him. I just didn't want to lose myself." For the first time, even the harshest critics in the room didn't know what to say. Was this guilt or just another performance? As Jackie collapsed on the courtroom floor, her cries still echoing, "Valerie." Didn't move. No pity, no sympathy, just a deep breath like she'd been holding it in for years. She looked straight at her brother. "Now do you see?" she whispered. Doug didn't answer. His eyes were locked on Jackie, the woman he once believed would protect him no matter what. And now, she was on the floor, unraveling in front of the entire world. Social media erupted almost instantly. Courtroom clips leaked within minutes. Hashtag Jackie Breakdown. Hashtag Doug deserves better. And hashtag Justice for Doug were all trending before the trial even recessed. One blogger tweeted, "I always knew Jackie was performative, but this is villain origin story stuff." Even former Basketball Wives cast members started weighing in. One anonymous source said she treated Doug like property, not a partner. "What you're seeing in court, that's who she really is." Valerie, when asked for comment on her way out of court, simply said, "I didn't do this to embarrass her. I did this to save my brother." As Jackie was helped up by security, she tried to pull herself together, wiping her face, adjusting her jacket. But the damage had been done. This wasn't just a personal moment anymore. It was public collapse in front of the very people she once tried to impress, and the world wasn't sure if they were watching a tragedy or a woman finally being exposed for who she really was. The leaked audio wasn't just embarrassing, it was damning. Legally, emotionally, publicly, Jackie Christie's entire foundation shook in under 5 minutes. Courtroom experts said that recording alone could sway the entire case because Jackie didn't just admit to deception, she practically confessed to emotional manipulation, infidelity, and fraudulent intent. In family court, intent matters. If the judge believes Jackie plotted to gain financially or mislead Doug for years, it could lead to the loss of alimony, asset freezes, and even criminal charges. One retired attorney watching the live stream said, "It's rare that someone hands over their downfall like this." But Jackie's own words were more powerful than any lawyer could have argued. Beyond court, the tape had devastated her public image. Jackie built her brand on being bold but loyal, fierce but protective. Now, she sounded cold, calculating, and cruel, laughing at Doug's loyalty like it was a joke. Sponsors started backing away. A rumored beauty deal quietly pulled out. A charity collaboration unfollowed her that same night. Even fans felt betrayed. "I defended her for years," one supporter posted on Instagram. "But if that was her real voice, I'm done." The biggest twist? Jackie always claimed Doug was controlling her, that she lived in his shadow. But this recording flipped the narrative completely. Now, Doug was being seen as the manipulated one, the victim, the man who gave too much and got played. The world stopped seeing Jackie as a misunderstood queen and started seeing her as a woman who weaponized vulnerability for gain. And no matter what her legal team argued next, that voice on the tape, it would echo louder than any courtroom speech ever could. Jackie's brand wasn't just at risk, it might already be gone forever. The courtroom had gone still again. Jackie sat quietly now, no tears, no movement, just staring straight ahead. And then Doug stood up, slowly, no notes in hand. No legal team whispering in his ear, just him. He cleared his throat, looked directly at the judge, then at Jackie. "Your Honor," he began, voice soft but steady, "I didn't come here to destroy anyone." The room held its breath. "I loved Jackie, maybe too much. I believed in our life, even when it didn't feel like mine anymore. I gave her my name, my trust, my peace." He paused, blinked hard. What I heard in that recording, that wasn't just about lies. It was about a woman I don't recognize, someone who used my loyalty as leverage. Jackie looked away. "This isn't revenge," Doug continued. "This is release. I'm not fighting for money or property. I'm fighting to remember who I was before all this. Before the cameras, before the control." He turned slightly toward her. "You broke me in ways no one saw, but I'm still here. And I'm walking out of this courtroom with my dignity, something you can't fake on tape." Silence. The judge gave a respectful nod. The bailiff looked shaken. Jackie, still frozen, still silent, because for once, she had no words. Doug didn't raise his voice. He didn't have to. The truth had already done all the shouting. The judge leaned forward, his hands folded. He looked at Jackie. then at Doug, then down at the documents in front of him, but it was clear his mind was already made up after reviewing the evidence, including the submitted audio, testimony from Mr. Christie's sister, and the behavior demonstrated in this courtroom. He paused. This court finds that Mrs. Christie engaged in consistent emotional manipulation, intentional deceit, and misconduct that directly affected the marriage and financial entanglements involved. Jackie's breath caught in her throat. Therefore, this court is granting Mr. Christie full control over all jointly held business assets, including the real estate and media holdings in dispute. Gasps echoed. Mrs. Christie is also ordered to pay court fees and relinquish her rights to any future brand licensing deals built on Mr. Christie's name or image. Doug didn't smile. He didn't nod. He just closed his eyes as if letting go of a 10-year wait. Jackie's lawyer whispered something, but she didn't respond. Her hands were folded tightly in her lap, knuckles white. The judge banged the gavel. It was over. As Doug left the courtroom, Valerie walked beside him. No reporters, no fans, just silence, the kind that only follows the storm. Jackie remained seated, alone. The cameras didn't chase her this time. No flashes, no interviews, just headlines the next morning that read, Jackie Christie loses everything, courtroom tape ends it all, and the public divided. Some called it justice, others called it karma. But one thing was clear, the Jackie people thought they knew no longer existed, and the Doug they never really saw had finally been heard. If you made it this far, drop it in the comments if you think Jackie still has something left to say. Or if you believe Doug finally got the peace he deserved. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon, because next time we're diving into the secret story behind Jackie's daughter Chantel and the DNA test that changed everything. You don't want to miss that one.